All right, folks, buckle up. We're diving into a topic that's as fascinating as it is complex. We're about to talk about babies, or more accurately, the lack thereof. You see, while the world's population continues to grow, the rate at which new little humans are joining us is slowing down. The world's population hit 8 billion in 2023, but here's the kicker. Birth rates are plummeting faster than a skydiver with a faulty parachute. This paradox of a growing population but declining birth rates is a puzzle that has experts scratching their heads. Globally, we're averaging around 2.3 births per woman, just a hair above the replacement rate. This means that, on average, each woman is having just enough children to replace herself and her partner. But don't get too comfy. That number masks some wild variations. In some parts of the world, birth rates are much higher, while in others, they're alarmingly low. Developed nations are in a full-blown baby bust. This means that in many wealthy countries, the number of babies being born is far below the level needed to maintain the population size. The US hit a record low fertility rate of 1.64 in 2020. This is a significant drop from previous decades and has implications for the future workforce and economic growth. South Korea is even worse, clocking in at a dismal 0.68 in 2024. This is one of the lowest fertility rates in the world and poses serious challenges for the country's future. That's like trying to field a soccer team with only 6 players. It's simply not sustainable in the long run. Even in places where birth rates are traditionally high, like Africa, the numbers are dropping. While the continent still has a relatively high birth rate, the trend is moving downward. Don't get me wrong, they're still popping out kids like it's a competitive sport, but the trend is clear. Fewer babies everywhere. This shift could have profound implications for global demographics and economies. So, why the global baby drought? What's causing this significant shift in birth rates across the world? Well, my friends, it's complicated. There are numerous factors at play, including economic conditions, cultural shifts, access to education and healthcare, and personal choices. Each of these elements intertwines to create a complex web that influences birth rates in different ways across various regions. Remember the good old days when women were expected to become housewives and baby-making machines? Yeah, me neither. Those days are long gone, and thank goodness for that. The world has changed dramatically, and so have the roles and expectations of women. No longer confined to the domestic sphere, women are now breaking barriers and shattering glass ceilings in every field imaginable. Women today are crushing it in education and the workforce. They're earning degrees at higher rates than ever before and entering professions that were once dominated by men. From engineering to finance, women are making their mark and proving that they are just as capable, if not more so, than their male counterparts. They're doctors, lawyers, CEOs, astronauts, you name it, they're doing it. These women are not just participating, they are leading and innovating. They are the trailblazers and pioneers of our time, showing the world that gender is no barrier to success. And guess what? All that ambition and success doesn't exactly scream, let's have a baby right now. Many women are choosing to prioritize their careers and personal growth over starting a family. They are setting goals, achieving milestones, and making a name for themselves in their chosen fields. See, having kids is a huge commitment. It's not something to be taken lightly or rushed into. It requires careful planning and consideration, especially for women who are already juggling demanding careers and personal aspirations. It takes time, energy, and a whole lot of money. Raising a child is a full-time job in itself, and for many women, the timing has to be just right. They want to ensure they are financially stable and emotionally ready before taking on such a monumental responsibility. Something's got to give, and for many women, it's the traditional timeline of marriage and motherhood. They are redefining what it means to be a woman in the 21st century, and that often means delaying parenthood to focus on other important aspects of their lives. They're delaying parenthood to focus on their careers, travel the world, or simply enjoy their freedom. These experiences enrich their lives and make them more well-rounded individuals, which can only benefit them in the long run. And who can blame them? The world is full of opportunities, and women are seizing them with both hands. They are living life on their own terms and making choices that align with their personal values and goals. We're living in a time where women finally have options, and they're not afraid to exercise them. They're empowered, confident, and ready to take on whatever challenges come their way. The future is bright, and it's being shaped by the incredible women of today. Let's talk about the elephant in the room: money. Raising kids is expensive, like really expensive. We're talking college funds, extracurricular activities, therapy bills, because let's be real, kids are expensive emotionally too. And in today's economy, where the cost of living seems to be skyrocketing faster than a SpaceX rocket, it's no wonder people are hesitant to add another mouth to feed. Governments have tried to sweeten the deal with baby bonuses and tax breaks, but let's be real. A few extra bucks here and there aren't going to cut it when you're staring down the barrel of 18 years of tuition payments. The truth is, having kids is a financial gamble, and for many, it's a risk they're simply not willing to take. Here's a revolutionary thought. Maybe, just maybe, not everyone wants to be a parent. Shocking, I know, but in today's world where individual choice reigns supreme, more and more people are opting out of parenthood altogether. They're choosing to focus on their passions, travel the globe, or simply enjoy the freedom and flexibility that comes with being child-free. And you know what? That's perfectly okay. The decision of whether or not to have children is deeply personal, and it's high time we stop treating it like a societal obligation. Section 5. Beyond the Horizon. Immigration, aging, and the future of population. As we look ahead, it's crucial to understand how these factors will shape our societies and economies in the coming decades. So, if people are having fewer babies, what does that mean for the future? It means that the age structure of our populations is shifting dramatically. Fewer children today will lead to fewer working-age adults tomorrow. Well, for starters, we're going to have a whole lot of old people. This demographic shift is already visible in many parts of the world, and it's only going to become more pronounced. I'm talking silver tsunami, folks. This wave of aging populations will have far-reaching implications for everything from healthcare to housing. In countries like Japan and South Korea, where birth rates are abysmally low, the elderly are already outnumbering the young. This trend is expected to continue, leading to a significant imbalance in the population structure. This creates a whole host of economic and social challenges, from shrinking workforces to strained healthcare systems. One solution? Immigration. By welcoming immigrants, countries can help balance their age demographics and support economic growth. Countries like Canada and Australia are actively encouraging immigration to offset their declining birth rates. These nations recognize that a diverse and youthful population can drive innovation and economic vitality. But immigration is a complex issue with its own set of political and social baggage. Debates over immigration policies can be contentious, reflecting deep-seated fears and prejudices. The bottom line, the world is changing, and our demographics are changing with it. As we navigate these shifts, it's essential to find balanced and inclusive solutions that address the needs of all age groups and communities. The future of our population depends on it. Section 6. The policy puzzle. Can governments reverse the trend? All right, policymakers, listen up. You want more babies? You're going to have to do better than a couple of baby bonuses and some cheesy pro-family propaganda. People are making rational decisions based on their economic realities, career aspirations, and personal values. Throwing money at the problem might incentivize some, but it's not a long-term solution. What we need are systemic changes that address the root causes of the baby bust. Affordable childcare, paid family leave, flexible work arrangements. These are the kinds of policies that will make a real difference. Section 7. The power of community, fostering a culture of support. Let's be real, raising kids takes a village, but in today's increasingly isolated world, many parents are left feeling like they're going it alone. We need to rebuild a sense of community and support for families, whether it's through strong social networks, accessible childcare options, or simply a more parent-friendly culture. We need to create an environment where people feel supported in their decision to have children. Section 8. Respecting choices, navigating the politics of procreation. Okay, let's address the elephant in the room, the politicization of birth rates. Look, whether you're pro-life, pro-choice, or somewhere in between, we can all agree that women should have the right to make their own decisions about their bodies and their families. Shaming people for having too many or too few children is not only unhelpful, it's downright disrespectful. Let's focus on creating a society where everyone feels supported in their reproductive choices, regardless of their circumstances. Section 9, the future of family embracing change in an evolving world. So what does the future hold for families? Honestly, folks, your guess is as good as mine, but one thing's for sure, the traditional nuclear family is evolving. We're seeing a rise in single-parent households, blended families, same-sex couples raising children, and people choosing to remain child-free altogether. And that's okay. The definition of family is expanding, and it's about time. The future of family is diverse, inclusive, and most importantly, built on love and support. So let's embrace the change and create a world where all families can thrive.